let me just say what I want and do what I want, and without question, there's something that I'm going to label you as a hater, and I'm going to try to ostracize you and call you nasty names and all this other stuff. What's interesting as well when I think about Umar is that when that whole stripper thing went down, my position on that was very, very clear. When people came to me with it and just, bashed Umar and stuff like that, I said, you have a right to your opinion. I mean, people on our platform said a lot of different things, but I said, in my book, in my opinion, what a man does with his penis is between him and the person in whom he's injecting his penis. The rest of us just don't have a say in the situation. So the fact that the woman was a stripper, and the fact that Umar was sleeping with a stripper, and the stuff about him claiming to be celibate and all this other, I just did not care. I really didn't care. And I didn't think it was appropriate for the woman to try to, use these private text messages to try to somehow expose something. It'd be different if he was, if he'd raped her, or if he was sleeping with little boys or something like that. That's a different kind of thing. But if you're trying to expose a man for having sex, then guess what? You'll be exposing every man that's ever lived in the last 100 million years. I've been pretty consistent. I didn't understand the attacks, and what happened was when I saw this crazy meme he had put up, about me and some other stuff he'd said. We have a lot of mutual friends, a lot of mutual colleagues. And people were saying, hey, boys, why don't you talk to Umar? Like, maybe you can explain to him what's going on, talk to him about it. And I let them know that I've tried my hardest to reach out. I have emailed him, texted him, and called him many, many times. We've met, we met in Ohio, we met in Boston, and I think we met somewhere else. And each time I said, hey, man, let's talk, let's catch up, and each time it was like, yeah, sure, man, okay, no problem. All right, here's my number, let's talk. And then I call and nothing, right? And which did it bother me? I mean, it made me curious. It didn't offend me. It did. I did kind of wonder. I said, man, is he just saying, like, call me and then not wanting to talk? Like, I don't do that with people. If you're a colleague and I say I want to talk to you, then I will talk to you, or I'll text you back or email you back and say, hey, man, I'm really sorry. I'm really busy. I'm on this tour. I'm doing this, and this. And so, again, I've never been a person who thinks that I'm big enough that you owe me a call back. I've never been one of those people. I don't get caught up in the whole, when you do this kind of stuff, you get a little bit of fame. I've never been one to let myself get caught up in all of that. I feel like that gets men into trouble. And a lot of the reason it gets men into trouble is because of our egos. Men, we have natural egos. And I think that the younger you are, when you get any kind of fame, the harder it is for you to manage all of that and manage that ego. I'm 44, so I can manage things a little better than I probably would have when I was 24. Manage things a little better than I probably would have when I was 24. And so when I see some of the things that are kind of happening, when I see this, this massive, almost supersized, egomaniacal rhetoric coming out of Umar, I just think, man, like, what's going on? I mean, this really reeks of just serious immaturity. I don't think that he's learned that the leadership really is about service, and service means that you should be the first one out there in the front lines defending your people. You should be the first one, taking a hit for the cause. You should be the first one, really out there putting it on the line for the things you believe in, because you're there for the people. You work for the people. And that's all. That's how I've always seen everything that I do. I've always considered it nothing less than a complete honor and a privilege that people listen to me. That at the same time, when people are coming either to my Facebook page or whatever, I'm always respectful of that. So when I see a man who is blatantly saying to people, he's putting himself in pictures, and all these pictures of himself next to Marcus Garvey and Frederick Douglass, and proclaiming himself to be the prince of this and the king of that, that is strange to me. I mean, that's really strange. I mean, brother, it's not your job to decide that that you are equivalent to Marcus Garvey. It is your job to do your best and to serve the people, and you let the people decide how you match up to Marcus Garvey. You let them give you that label. You don't go around telling people that this is what you are. I'm the most highly sought after this. I'm the most spectacular that. I'm the greatest this. I'm the greatest that. What that really signals is that your maturity level is not where it needs to be for you to have the position that you claim to hold in our society. Um, a man is best at leadership when he has obtained what psychologists talk about as self-actualization. Self-actualization means that you understand that you are part of something bigger than yourself. You're living for something bigger than yourself. It's not about you. It's about the cause. It's about the people, because you are merely a vehicle and a vessel through which people can get to the ultimate cause. So if that means that people go through you to get to the cause, that's fine. But if they go through somebody else, that should be okay too. But then you have some of these people out here who behave like these mega pastors. Some of these mega pastors, you know, their mindset is it's okay if everybody serves God as long as you come to my church and give me all your money. And believe me, that mega pastor mentality doesn't just exist in the church. You got these pimps outside the pulpit too. You got these people that are out here, you know, that are out here. It's okay to have a business and to raise money for your business. I'm not saying that's wrong. I do that. We have to raise money because I have 30 people I have to pay. But when you're sort of, you know, positioning yourself as the ultimate go-to whatever, almost like Jesus, like to get to God, you must come through me. That signals a deficit in your mental health. That really says something. That signals narcissism, a very unhealthy amount of narcissism. And I have, and I think that when I see this kind of behavior with Umar, and if you don't believe me, just go to his Facebook page. You're going to see all kinds of images that really just kind of say, "I'm great. Look at me. Look, I'm better than you. I'm this. I'm that. I'm the other." You know, and you know, nobody does it like Papa. You know, like I mean, you're not a rapper, brother. You're supposed to be a scholar. I mean, okay, so you call yourself Papa, okay, whatever. I don't care. But you know, at the end of the day, it's something about it turns my stomach. Something about it. You know, about believing that every single thing that happens around you must be about you. It says it sends a signal of insecurity. It says that there's something there that may not be what it appears to be. And I'm gonna tell you, it made me reconsider when I've had people come to me, and I never really dug into this, but I've had people. One time, I'll tell you one quick story, then I'm gonna shut up about this. Somebody came to me and they said, "Where did Umar Johnson get his PhD?" And I said, I don't know. Let me ask. I ask questions on my Facebook all the time. Like when I wanted to get in touch with Dame Dash, I reached out and said, does anybody know how to get in touch with Damon Dash? And Damon and I hooked up after that. We've been friends ever since. So I said, well, where did Umar Johnson go to school? And not one single person, if I recall, actually gave me an answer. Everybody pretty much got, the people that supported him just got mad. They said, why are you hating? Why are you hating? And I said, I don't understand how you're hating on somebody by saying, where did they get their PhD? Unless they don't have a PhD and you're defensive about that or you're upset about that. Now, I'm not a person, I've never been a person who thought that you have to have a PhD to do what we do. But if I ask a question and your answer is anger, that tells me that you don't have an answer. Because if you had an answer, you would just give me the answer. You wouldn't say, why you hating? What are you talking about? Are we in a rap video? Is that why? I mean, what is this hating thing? I mean, no, I'm a 44-year-old man. I don't walk around hating. I walk around looking for the truth. I walk around saying things as I see them. So let's stop talking like we're 21. You know, you can't call everybody a hater because they ask a question you don't want to answer. I answer 1,000 questions a week just for my students in the boot camp and other stuff. I'm not just going to break down and call you a hater because you asked me a question. That doesn't make any sense to me. So, in fact, I would love for anybody to tell me if Umar really is Dr. anything. And again, I see a lot of fake doctors all around all the time, like Dr. Farragray. Dr. Farragray ain't got no doctorate. But I will tell you, my doctorate was real. I went to school for a decade after college to get my doctorate. And so if I were to really get, I guess, upset about that, I guess I'd say something about it. But my argument has always been, I told people this. I said, look, I don't care if Umar has a doctorate or not. I said, he's obviously a smart man. The things that he shares are obviously brilliant ideas. His delivery is extraordinary. I give him the same respect I might give, say, people, public figures that we respect. Like, for example, financial advice. I have my PhD in finance. Susie Orman doesn't. But Susie Orman or Tiffany Aliche, people like that, Melody Hobson, they give really good financial advice, and I don't care if they have a PhD or not. And so I just said, well, whatever. I don't care. I'm not trying to like ask the question, but since you're getting so defensive, I really am curious now. So I Googled it. I couldn't find anything. And the thing was, I never pushed it. I never really dug into the issue because I was like,
It's not
well, you know
him.
what? I support
And
Umar
then
and I
there's
don't care.
that
It doesn't matter to me. And so I think that to
Arabic man
have
for the image.
somebody where you've
Looks like it's the same age as him.
backed them up in so many occasions and have them just kind of, deciding you're the enemy too. Um, that's just not cool. I mean, that's just really not cool. And honestly, I'm kind of done. I'm kind of done, trying. I'm kind of done trying to be nice. I really now look at him with a heavy eye of suspicion. I do wonder. I'm
Uh-oh.
wondering
Now you
why
envy now.
it is such a threat for you to simply reveal some sort of blueprint or some sort of financial report to
Yeah.
explain what you did with all this money. Um, I'm not
That's
going
to
to
be
dig into
questioned.
it any deeper, but there are consequences for crowdfunding and raising money and not
Delivering.
delivering a plan. Now, maybe
And
he's going to
not
build a school
delivering.
one day. I'm not
He
saying he's not
ain't
going to build a
build a
school.
damn
I hope he
thing.
does build a school. And I think he put up another little meme. A lot of people are going to have the gas face again. Again like really juvenile type terminology. We used that term in the '90s. When this school goes
Childish
up,
terminology.
and I'm not going to be one of those people. I'm going to stand here and clap
Yeah.
and say that is what we need. We need a school for black boys.
You already have it.
But
Plenty.
at the
There's a
same
lot more,
time,
but hey.
I don't think you should go crazy and call everybody a hater and call women names and attack people
Go ahead.
because they
Okay.
ask you a
Come
question,
cool.
brother. I mean, seriously? You
You
collected
ask a cool.
$500,000 from the black community. You owe some motherfucking answers. Excuse my French. You owe an answer. People have a right to ask you, what are you doing with
With
my
the
money?
money.
And stop acting like you are such a king and so high and mighty that you don't owe anybody an explanation but your mama. That doesn't make any sense. So that's it. Y'all see I'm getting mad. I need to quit. When I start cussing, that's me just getting mad. I'm sorry. I gotta call it like I see it. I don't know about this guy. I don't know what's going on. I honestly wonder if I know he's a psychologist, but I'm like, okay, is the mental health really there? Why is it that people are reaching out trying to connect and support you, and you are treating them like they are enemies? I was operating under the assumption that maybe it was a misunderstanding,
Nah.
but
Ain't no
now I'm no longer
misunderstanding.
there anymore. Now I will say that there's just certain people out here that I don't trust. You've heard me talk about them. I
Oh,
told you
he one
quite
of them.
plainly after being next to Al Sharpton
Oh.
how I felt about working with Sharpton. I
Oh
don't talk
yeah.
to Sharpton anymore. I don't
Uh-uh.
work with Sharpton
Well,
anymore.
you can't
I
trust that
told
man.
you I used to go on Fox News back in maybe 2007. I told Fox News I'm not coming back, and I haven't been back. Same thing when it comes to
Man,
Umar
y'all know
Johnson.
how Fox News is.
I guess you can never say never, but as it stands right now, I have very little interest whatsoever in having a conversation with him. I have very little interest in supporting him. I will support the people. I will not fault you if you tell me you support him,
Hey,
because
it's
a
on
lot of the
you.
people that support me, they really like Umar, and I think that's okay. I think they have a right to like who they want to like.
Mm-hmm.
But I just can't. I can't support this craziness. It's
There
weird
you
to me. It
go.
doesn't make any sense. And if you want to wonder if it bothers me, it really does. I mean, it bothers me. It was honestly a little bit
You said
hurtful.
it didn't.
You know,
Okay.
to have this person that you look up to kind of behave in this way.
You looked up to
I'm not
that
afraid to
dude.
say that. That it actually made me say, man, like, what did I do? Like, is there something else is there a way I can approach this? And so I don't know. So I'm done. I'm not going to talk about it anymore.
All right.
And I apologize for cussing, but you've heard me cuss before. I told you, that's me and my daughter. We both potty mouths. But at the end of the day, what I will say to people is this: whoever you support, whoever you choose to, back in terms of their ideas or whatever, always just remember, never let anybody convince you to let go of your critical thinking skill.
Bias.
Question everything.
Beware.
Don't get caught up in charismatic leadership just because somebody look good and sound good, or they say their music to a beat and it sounds catchy. Ask yourself, is that true? Ask yourself, is this really right for me and my family? Because really, at the end of the day, people like Umar, people like myself, anybody else, we're props. We're here. We do our thing, and we do get some attention for it. But at the end of the day, you're your own
We're
black leader.
props.
If I haven't
Your own
empowered you
savior.
to lead yourself, then I haven't really done my job. I don't want you dependent
You
upon
don't mean
me
dependent
to
on
guide you.
yourself.
Because again, I'm
You
not
got
going
your
to
own
live
set
forever.
points.
I don't know. I may die tomorrow, and I've literally spent every single day of my life in the public eye, preparing for my death. Every day, I'm always thinking, what if I'm not here? So I make videos. If you want to know why I make a lot of videos and write a lot of articles, it's because I'm leaving a trail of ideas. I want there to be my dream is that 100 years from now, there will be some child who's not yet born who's going to watch all of my videos,
Okay.
and
Oh, I don't think I. Oh, sorry. I don't think I showed this part right here when he went at Jesse Williams. We'll try to steal the shine. Right. And this is juxtaposition what Jesse Williams didn't do, what Jermaine Shoemake actually does. And if I pass this, and it's like bringing it up again for your purview. And that scam he was running there. I'll put your heart on my. Oh boy, this stupid shit. Oh. I think I went past this too. Stuff he said. Multiculturalism is ruined black race, black power. Yeah. Well, that energy when we lied in my school. Have to bend over, have sexual relations with a homosexual male to prove that you are still the white man's bitch to be successful. What the Oh man. Like this one I just want to get to, right? This shit is still just oh man. I was almost 5 years old and this shit still is relevant. Okay. And like I said, you can pause and read through this at your own leisure. The certificate and license is simply the fact that a certificate implies you have taken a course or workshop or attended a school and you took an exam to prove you understand the subject. A license, however, confirms that you're authorized to practice office and it can legally give treatment advice according to your occupation. When you are certified, you cannot call yourself a psychologist. You can only assist or do research reports. And the documents, you can even read for yourself that Omar himself clearly states he never claimed to be licensed, but only certified, and he entered to apply for a license in the near future. Well, how about that? And as for all you stupid ass Omar is Jermaine Muffets who wants to take shots when you stay in the fact, you better think twice. This is what happened when he went to the hearing. Commit the practice of profession or occupation. Occupational duties are subject to civic penalties up to 10,000 for each violation and the imposition of the cost of the investigation. Okay. voluntary Garden State, Third Street. Look at that. Alcohol laws that's been revoked. Other strict respondents impose a civic penalty, civic or civil penalty imposed to cause investigation, imposition of the investigation, cause, as pursuant to the minute. Respondent has never held an authorization to practice a professional occupation issued by the State Board of Psychology. Factual allegations at all times pertinent to the factual allegations. Respondent did not hold a license to practice as a psychologist in the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. So he doesn't have a license to practice anywhere else either. Respondent last known address was a P.O. box. Paragraphs 1 through 3 are incorporated by reference. Respondent has held himself out to the public on his website as a psychologist. Respondent has held himself out to the public on his website as performing psychological services, including psychoeducational evaluation and psychological counseling. In order to lawfully perform the activities referenced in paragraphs 5, 6, 12, and the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania, respondent is required to hold a current and active license to practice as a psychologist issued by the board. The cost of investigating the matter are $2,535.89. Based on the foregoing factual allegations, the board is authorized to impose a civil penalty on Section 8 and 11B Act. 1208, 1211B, and Section 5B4 of Act 4863 PS 2205 B4 and impose a cause of investigation. That's Section 5B5 of Act 4863 PS 2205 because respondent violated Section 3 of the Act 63 PS 1203 and respondent engaged in the practice of psychology or offered or attempted to do so or held himself out of the public by any title or description of services incorporating the psychology, psychological, or psychologist. If the board finds that the factual allegations are true and correct and determines that it has the authority to suspend or revoke respondent's license, the board may, in its discretion, impose one of the following penalties. Imposition of civic... Okay. $10,000 for each and every violation of the Act. Where criminal proceedings are a basis for a violation of the Act, each count the respondent was convicted may be considered a separate violation of the Act. The imposition of part of disciplinary sanction, the cause of investigation underlying that disciplinary action in an amount of $2,535.89. Opportunity to connect the courts, administrative agency law. Respondent is hereby ordered to file a written answer to this order show cause within 30 days of the date of this order. Submit or deny each of the factual impairment made set forth the facts and state precisely the matter. Law responsible applies. Respondent fails to file an answer within the time allotted. Made it in the board will issue an order which may impose penalties as set forth above. For administrative hearing, respondent may defend and mitigation remedy. And eventually in this video, and start the fourth one soon enough. That's when he's a cop and police. And somebody he threatened. And the person he threatened actually had them hands for him, but he didn't want none of that smoke. So that's what ended up happening. And this is another thing you should see.
Chief X, the God best reincarnated with some oak. I'm just giving clarity as to why Dr. Umar Johnson is in trouble with the board. Okay? And hold on. And he blames the conscious community. So I made a video clarifying. I said, no, it's not our fault. It's not the conscious community's fault. It's not any haters you think. It's Dr. Umar's fault because he slipped at least 20 times in public and labeled himself something that he's not. Okay? You can't claim to be a child therapist or a psychologist without a license. When you say I'm a child therapist, you're automatically saying I have a license. Well, child therapist is a master's degree, marriage and family counseling, and you have a license for that. He don't have a license for that. Nope. So he's not a child therapist. Nope. But it's about 20 slips he's done in public. Listen.
It comes over and gives me $400. And gives me $400. I have 6 degrees. I am a doctor of psychology. I am a certified school psychologist. I am a certified school principal. I am a child therapist. I paid my own money to take a...
Now, you can't say you're a child therapist. And this is not hating. This information is already out in the public. Information that the board already has. They like the FBI don't come for you unless they already got all the proof they need. It's the same with the board. They called him in because they have all the proof they need. I'm not saying anything new. This is on YouTube. This is in the public already. The board has all this. Umar messed up himself by talking too much in public. Watch all these 20 different times he referred to himself as a therapist, a psychologist, and having, when you say you're a psychologist, that's already, you're saying you have a license. You have to say, I'm a certified school psychologist. You can't just say I'm a psychologist.
The early flight. Oh yes, I specialize in homosexual therapy for our teenage people. And one time the judge looked at me and said, wait a minute, I know your face. I said, oh shit. You're that psychologist, not me. But I'm telling you as a psychologist, I'm not going to be able to psychologize all of them in the corner. I know because I've been working with them thugs. I'm a psychologist. Ain't too many black people running around looking for a psychologist to reveal all the skeletons in their closet.
You can't say on national TV, I'm a psychologist. A psychologist is a licensed professional. He's a certified school psychologist. That's different. Outside of a school setting when you say psychologist,
That nigga got his
that
license
means you have a license.
up the par.
So even if he doesn't say I don't have a license,
He don't.
stating
Certification
I'm a
ain't even
psychologist,
current. That's an verification.
according to the rules and laws, not me, not in the board, not me. I'm just explaining and giving you guys clarification of why he's caught up. This was on the Breakfast Club. You know when this happened on the Breakfast Club? July 17th.
He's just up there.
You know when he got his letter from the board? Excuse me. Actually, this was July 30th on the Breakfast Club.
Oh,
so
man.
basically, no, I'm sorry. He was on the Breakfast Club June 30th. You can basically say July 1st, okay? 30 days later, he got a letter in the mail from the board because he's on a national stage stating things that he isn't. It's not the conscious community's fault. It's his fault. He has many times he's misspoke, said things when he's hyped up and emotional and didn't watch his wording. That's unprofessional and unwise. You get yourself in trouble with the board. I don't care if he has an AA degree. You teaching good shit, man. You teaching. I'm fine with that. I'm telling you the board isn't. Professionally and legally, he can get in trouble. He knows this. He made the mistake. And I wish no harm on him, but he did this. So I'm just clarifying.
That's mostly projection.
You're talking to a therapist. I'm in therapy with homosexuals. I stand by my position as a psychologist, as an educator, as a therapist for nearly 20 years.
Line your ass
now, he could say I'm an educator, but when he said I'm a psychologist
and therapist,
and I'm a therapist,
20 years.
By default, you're saying I'm licensed.
20 years.
He's making crucial
20 years?
mistakes on national
95
stages.
He's doing this.
I'm a psychologist, nigga. You don't think I can read you? I'm a psychologist, nigga. You don't think I can read right through your fucking ass? You ever had any counseling for inspired suicide? Okay. He's definitely going to talk to me. When I come to Milwaukee, I want to meet with your son and you. When I come to Milwaukee, and you guys are going to remind me, because you're going to notice when I'm coming, you're going to remind me. But I want to come and meet with mom and son together, and then I'll meet with him alone. But I want to meet with both of you together. But in the mean,
he always says this, but he never really meets with no one he comes to town. You guys think he do because he says he does. He never meets with anybody.
We need someone in his life who can be more consistent than Dr. Umar Johnson can, given my many initiatives and my many travels. So we need that regular psychologist who's going to see every week or every other week, but then you'll have me.
What he said was he's going to meet with a mother and child. That's making home calls.
Almost 20 years.
Psychologists can do that.
Yeah.
Licensed psychologists can do that.
He's not a licensed psychologist.
Not him. He doesn't have a license. These are mistakes he's making in public.
What is he doing behind the scenes?
Lord, get your...
Now, I just want to go to some on national stages.
He does that all the time.
I'm a